Welcome to the Even Better podcast, where your host, Sinikka Waugh of Your Clear Next Step, brings you exciting content about making communities better by helping people get even better at work.
Today's episode is brought to you by Your Clear Next Step in the Changemaker Certification Program.
Would you like to save time by solving the right problem sooner with a realistic and measurable plan? Reduce overwhelm by finding more sustainably productive ways to work? Improve employee morale by creating more positive workdays from within? Stay competitive by tightening your turn or increasing your agility in adapting to changing customer demands? If you said yes to those things, then we have the solution for you.
Interested in becoming a changemaker? Give us a call at 515-442-0545.
Hello, friends. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes with me. This is the Even Better podcast, and this is your host, Sinikka Waugh. So delighted to spend a few minutes with you. So this is part of our ongoing mission to help us all have just even better workdays so that we can co-create better communities. And one of the things that I wanted to visit with about today is the idea of the second leading cause of project pain. And why are we talking about pain? Well, we're talking about pain because if we can talk about pain, maybe we can make it go away. So as I was thinking about this fits in our pillar here at Your Clear Next Step. We talk about three main pillars, right? We talk about the first one, which is in returning business value. And when we talk about the second one, authentic human connection. And then the third one, which is change is a process, not an event. And this fits in the returning a business value pillar. It also somewhat, they all spill over into each other. They are interrelated. You can't get out of any of them without bumping up to the other two. And sometimes they overlap one into the other for a variety of reasons. This one really fits firmly into that returning business value pillar, because when we have the wrong person in the role, or we have the right person, they're just in the wrong role, or we've got a disconnect about what's going on, we have pain. And this is the second leading cause of project pain. The first leading cause of project pain, and you've heard me talk about this time and time and time again, communication is the leading cause of project failure. It's the leading cause of organizational pain. And so you hear me talk about communication pain all the time. We're not going to talk about that one really today. We're going to talk specifically about a role responsibility mismatch. Role responsibility mismatch. And I can think about those times when I've been in a situation where I've looked around the room in a meeting or in a project team, and I've looked around and I thought to myself, what is that guy doing here? And that can be an annoying moment, right? But worse than that is the moment when I look around and I go, what am I doing here? Why am I in this moment? We've got the wrong gal. I am the wrong person for this moment. And how frustrating. How many of us get weighed down in the projects that we're doing or in the work that we're doing because we're not it. It's not me. It's not supposed to be me. I'm not the right person for this particular assignment. I may be the right person for the organization. I may be the right person for this team, but you've got me doing the wrong work. This is not an alignment with my natural gifts and abilities. This is not an alignment with my natural God-given talents. This is not who I was created to be. And we are sucking me dry. I am crippled under the weight of this thing right here. Now, this could wind up being a capability problem, or it could wind up being a capacity problem. And I want to make sure we get to the bottom of these two different things. Sometimes when we have a role responsibility mismatch, what we have is a capability mismatch. And I really want to make sure we unpack both of these because they are different and they have different solutions. Capability mismatch and capacity mismatch. Let me pause, though, and be abundantly clear. Neither of these are reasons to judge people. These are not reasons to throw people out with the garbage. These are not reasons to take people and say, you're done here. I have no use for you. I have no value for you. And if you're sitting in a place and you are impacted by a team that has a role responsibility mismatch, or you yourself are feeling like you have a role responsibility mismatch, I'm begging you to not feel like you are worthless. Do not feel like you are unworthy. Do not feel like you don't matter. Instead, let's talk about how you can, if it's you that has the mismatch, if you personally are mismatched, let's talk about how you can take back the power. Or if you're watching someone else feel like they are in a mismatch situation, let's talk about how we can get them realigned the way they should be. Because we all deserve better work days. We all deserve hope. We all deserve joy in our work days. Capability. Let's talk capability first. Just because I don't have the skills for this particular job does not mean that I am not worthy. Does not mean that I am not valuable, does not mean that I am not good or that I am not good enough. It means there's a mismatch. It means that I'm sitting in the wrong seat. It doesn't mean I don't belong. It doesn't mean I don't belong here. It simply means that this is not the right seat for me or that I have not yet been trained. I don't yet have the right skills. Let's look at a capability mismatch. Sometimes those capability mismatches happen because of a simple misunderstanding. Oh, you're in IT. That must mean you can do all the things that everybody I've ever met in IT can do. Well, that's ridiculous. Have you ever met anyone in IT? If you've actually met someone in IT and you've had a conversation with them longer than a minute or two, it turns out they're all different. They're unique. They have a divinely granted set of skills that are each different than the one before them. They are different and unique. Get to know them, get to understand their talents, their abilities, their gifts. Where do they belong? What do they do? Front-end developers are not the same as back-end developers. People who understand data are not necessarily the ones who understand user interface. When you work with folks in IT, if you will, I had this beautiful interaction yesterday with a man who works in IT. And one of the things that he does is he helps people set up their space he's the user guy. He's the guy who comes and helps the lost users. I can only describe us that way. The folks who will walk into a room and go, I don't know how to use this room. I don't know how to use this space. And he walks in with this amazing customer service smile. And he says, hi, my name is John. You just have to ask for me. Everyone in this building knows who I am. My name is John, and I'm here to help. And he smiles and he puts you immediately at ease. And he sets up the room and he makes the AV tech work in the room exactly as it should be. And you know what? This guy works in technology, and his sets of skills are so different than another person that I know in IT who has this wizardry that he can sit behind a keyboard and type a few keystrokes or maybe 100,000 keystrokes. I don't really know how many it is, but make things appear on the screen that I don't really grasp with my brain. And these two people are so different. And the way they look at the world is different. And the way they interact with humans is different. And they are both equally valuable, wonderful humans. And they're both in IT. And they're both exactly the right person in their right role. And they are not interchangeable. They are not, I assure you, interchangeable. I know people in marketing who are not interchangeable. Marketing analytics, marketing data is not the same as the ability to do creative on the front end and design and put colors together and make something look pretty on the screen, or to understand how digital, to keep up with what we need to know in digital. My goodness, they're different. They're different, my friends. And that's just two of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of roles out there. People are different. Humans are different. Roles are different. Roles exist today that did not exist. Fields and disciplines did not exist when I was studying in college. They're different and they're valuable and they're wonderful. As we get to understand what we need, let's play into each other's strengths. Let's understand what we need and elevate the people for who they are and what is the skill set that we need and the personality that they bring to the table and the way they communicate and the depth of expertise that they need. Let's train them up in the skills that they need and elevate the personality that they have and the way they look at the world and celebrate that and bring that to the forefront. If we have the right person in the right role, they shine. All people are not the same, and they're all valuable. So if you feel like you are being wedged into this seat that's not your seat, I invite you to do an exploration of your skills. I invite you to do one of those personality profile or skills finders or strengths finders. We have a variety here. Reach out to us. We've got a slew of people and tools and resources who can help you understand who you are and how you show up in this world. But I invite you to pause and not get pigeonholed into something that doesn't feel like it's you, because we all deserve a great workday where we're aligned with the capabilities that we have. And if someone doesn't have the right capabilities for the role that we're doing, that project, that initiative, that task, that thing that they're working on, it's going to suffer. Not only is the work going to suffer, but the person doing it is going to suffer. So if there's a capability gap, let's identify it. Let's call it out, but let's not throw them under the bus while we're calling it out. Let's elevate them if we can, give them the tools, the resources, the skills to elevate if we can, or realign them into something that they would rather be doing or that's a better fit for their natural styles and their natural tendencies if we can. And upskill them in the meantime, because the project is going to suffer or the initiative is going to suffer when we have people who are not aligned to their natural strengths. Now let's talk about a capacity problem, because a capacity problem is different. I may in fact be really aligned to that. Capacity problem simply means that I don't have room on my plate for this thing that you've asked me to do. So the difference here, maybe you've asked me to build you a doghouse. I think that would be an unfortunate ask. If you put me in charge of building a doghouse, now I'm not really the hammer wielding type. I'm not an expert at wielding hammers, and I've never owned a dog. I don't think you should put me in charge of building a doghouse. This is not a great use of my skills. On the other hand, if you said, hey, Sinikka, we're going to have this cool thing and it's going to be really energizing and it's going to be really fun, and we want you to help build energy around us and help us galvanize the people and help us bring people together. And oh man, Sinikka, we need a project manager for this, and we need to help put all the things in place and help us dream it up and then sequence things. Oh, now you're speaking my language. This will be super fun. And then you said, oh, but we want it at this particular moment in this particular time. And you happen to pick a season, like maybe this last season when I was teaching classes at 2 different colleges, and when I was running a really, really busy business, and when I was, I parent, I have 2 kids, and I'm busy, and we were launching something, a new church community in our community, and man, my plate is full. I love what you're asking me to do. I have these skills. I have these energies. This is something I do. You are speaking my language, and I just don't have time for that. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit on my plate. And sometimes when we run into these capacity problems, it wasn't because we meant to. It wasn't because, in fact, most of the time, it isn't because we sit around and we say to ourselves, wow, I would really love to bite off more than I can chew this week. Gosh, I hope that someone would give me just more than I can possibly do this week. Gosh, I've been sitting around bored lately. I hope I can have more tasks than I can possibly handle. No, that would be ridiculous. Nobody says that. We don't say that. Oh, gosh, I hope I can really let you down today. I think the best way I could let you down today is by offering to do more than I can possibly fulfill. No, we don't say that. That's ridiculous. What happens is we say yes with all the best intentions. We say yes because we want to. We say yes because we want to serve you. We say yes because we think we can and we're optimists. We say yes because we desire genuinely to do this project, or we desire genuinely to do good things, or genuinely we think we can, or we had the best of intentions, or we thought we could before this and this happened, or I thought I could do 5 and I said yes to 5. And then you said, oh gosh, you said yes to the first 5. So let me give you 5 more, and then 5 more after that. Or someone was performing and they were performing well. And how do we reward good performers in our organizations? Well, we give them more work. That's what we do to the best of the best. What do? We say, gosh, you're so good at this. Let's give you more and more and more and more. And before we know it, we've allocated someone to 180% of their lives. My goodness gracious, that becomes a capacity problem. It doesn't fit. You can't get 20 pounds of flour into a 10-pound flour bag. It doesn't work. The laws of physics do not allow it. And so, my friends, what do? What do we do in these moments? Well, we have to call it out and we have to say something. We have to do something. We have to do something about it. And we have to first be honest. We have to call it out. If you see something, say something. Isn't that what they say at the airports? If you see something, say something. If it's happening to you, you raise your hand and you say, wait, 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 wait. I want to do this. I desperately want to do this and I can't. These two little words, these two little letters, they form one word and they're so hard for so many of us. We have to say no. We have to set boundaries. We have to say, I want to and I can't. No, no, no more. No more. Stop. Wait, the cup is full. My cup overfloweth and not in the good way. It's enough. I can't. I can take no more. Or we have to say, help me prioritize. There's another phrase we can use. Help me prioritize. My schedule of work, my block of work, my available 40 hours, my available 62 hours of work this week only holds this much. You've just put more in than fits. What has to come out? Show me which is this a higher or a lower priority than the other thing you asked me to do this same moment? Which one is a higher priority? Because I can't do both at the same time. And so we raise our hand and we ask, which one is a higher priority? What's the deadline on this? Because the overextension, the overcommitment, the max capacity, the exceeds capacity creates terrible work days. It creates bad work days for me when I'm overextended because now I'm stressed and I'm under delivering. I'm underperforming. I'm not doing what I said I would do. And that's an awful burden for me because I'm letting you down. And it's an awful work day for you because you're being let down. We all lose. We all lose. So I need to get better at saying, wait, wait, I can't. Wait, wait, which is higher priority? Wait, wait, I want to. So help me know which is better. Help me help you, which is better for you. And you, if you see it, I need you to say, wait, Sinikka, you just said yes to 10 things. Are you sure you can do 10? Oh, I love your enthusiasm, Sinikka. I love your optimism. It's part of what I love about you. Did it run away with you this week again? Oh, Sinikka, gosh, you're making that face again. That face tells me that you might have just overcommitted. Can I give you some space to back off on one of those? Hey, you guys, we have 10 things on this list. Sinikka just signed up for 9 of them. Can someone else take a couple of these so she doesn't take that last one too? Hey, folks, we've been thinking about implementing some tools that will help us do resource leveling. That means we're all going to have to track our time. I know that stinks. We're salaried employees. We shouldn't have to track our time. I get it. We're all going to fuss quickly because this is going to help us. We'll all have better work days when we can see how our resources are allocated. These are things we can do to help that capacity so that we don't all have lousy work days because we've had too few people assigned to those tasks. Rarely, as I say, rarely is it because someone maliciously said, oh gosh, I can't wait to assign the wrong person to this task, or because I want to let someone else down. Usually it's a misunderstanding. Usually I didn't understand your capability, or I didn't understand your capacity. Or it's because I didn't understand the capability required for that task, or I was so eager to help that I signed up for more than I could really perform. So I invite us to open our minds and to be willing to be a little bit of vulnerable, a little bit of to ask the question, who are you really and how do you show up best? What is this task really and what does it expect of me? And then be willing to ask, how much time do you have? How much time do you need? Wait, I may be overallocated here. Oh, I hope that's helpful for you, friends, because I know we all deserve better work days. If you'd like more of these, keep listening to the Even Better podcast. We love having you out there. If you have any feedback at all, any other ideas, chime in on social media. We're out there sharing and like and share our posts. We'd love to have your engagement. If you haven't caught onto our new series, we have 1 hour series helping us have better work days. There's just 1 hour a month. Those are so great. please join in on those. We would love to have you participate in those 1 hour, just 1 hour a month, just a bite-sized training to help you have even better work days. Thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of all of us here at Your Clear Next Step, we hope the rest of your day is even better.
Thank you for tuning in today. The Even Better podcast will be back with more content soon. But in the meantime, subscribe to our podcast or check out our website at yourclearnextstep.com for more information. See you next episode.